What if the key to overcoming challenges and unlocking your potential lies within your mind, waiting to be harnessed? For centuries, great thinkers and innovators have understood that resilience, learning, and growth stem from mastering mental strategies. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom echoes in modern science and psychology, which reveal that the brain is adaptable, capable of reshaping itself to overcome obstacles. In this guide, we'll explore practical strategies grounded in neuroplasticity, mindfulness, and habit formation. Drawing from the work of experts like Carol Dweck and John Kabat-Zinn, as well as the timeless philosophies of Stoicism, you'll learn how to turn failure into feedback, embrace growth, and build habits that stick. By combining ancient wisdom with cutting-edge research, this material provides actionable insights to help you break mental blocks, foster resilience, and achieve clarity. As Thomas Edison said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Now it's your turn to discover yours." Understand the science of neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize and form new neural connections throughout life. This capability underpins all learning, enabling individuals to adapt to new experiences, recover from injuries, and overcome mental barriers. Scientists like Michael Merzenich have demonstrated that consistent mental and physical challenges promote these changes, fostering cognitive resilience. To harness neuroplasticity, it's essential to engage in varied and novel activities. For instance, learning a new skill, such as playing an instrument or picking up a foreign language, stimulates different brain areas, strengthening synaptic connections. It's also important to revisit tasks repeatedly, as repetition solidifies these connections over time. Mental blocks often occur when certain neural pathways become overly rigid, trapping individuals in repetitive thought patterns. By consciously practicing something outside your comfort zone, you can unlock these pathways, creating room for growth. Techniques like deliberate practice, focusing on improving specific weak areas, can accelerate progress. In everyday life, try small but consistent activities to encourage neuroplasticity. For example, use your non-dominant hand for tasks like brushing teeth, or solve puzzles to stimulate problem-solving skills. Sleep is also critical, as it consolidates new neural patterns formed during the day. Ultimately, neuroplasticity reminds us that limitations are often temporary. By actively challenging the brain, we can reshape how we think and approach obstacles. Neuroscientific research shows that even in adulthood, the brain retains an extraordinary capacity to grow and adapt when consistently nurtured. Adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that intelligence and abilities can be developed through effort, persistence, and learning. Introduced by psychologist Carol Dweck, this mindset contrasts with a fixed mindset, which assumes talent is innate and unchangeable. Adopting a growth mindset not only improves learning but also helps individuals overcome mental barriers by reframing challenges as opportunities. Those with a growth mindset view failure as part of the learning process. Instead of avoiding difficult tasks, they see them as stepping stones to mastery. For example, when struggling with a problem, someone with this mindset asks, "What can I learn?" rather than concluding, "I'm not good at this." Over time, this perspective fosters resilience, adaptability, and self-efficacy. Daily affirmations are a practical exercise for cultivating a growth mindset. Replace negative self-talk like "I'll never be able to do this" with statements such as "I'm improving with each attempt." These affirmations, reinforced by action, can reshape beliefs about ability. Additionally, surrounding yourself with people who embody growth-oriented thinking can be highly influential. Dweck's research has shown that embracing a growth mindset enhances academic, professional, and personal outcomes. For instance, students taught to value effort over innate talent showed greater improvement in their studies. Similarly, employees who focus on skill development often excel in problem solving and innovation. Developing a growth mindset takes time, but its rewards are enduring. It allows you to see potential rather than limitations, helping you persist even in the face of setbacks. By embracing effort and recognizing improvement, you can continually expand your capabilities, unlocking your full potential. If you're enjoying this audiobook and finding value in the content, we kindly ask you to take a moment to subscribe to the channel. A large portion of our listeners and viewers haven't subscribed yet, and by doing so, you'll help us grow and continue bringing you more high-quality audiobooks. Your support means a lot to us, and it's just one click away. So, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to stay connected and never miss out on our latest releases. Break tasks into manageable steps. Breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps simplifies complex challenges, reducing overwhelm and enhancing focus. This approach aligns with cognitive psychology, which emphasizes the brain's limited capacity for processing large amounts of information at once. Chunking, grouping tasks into smaller units, improves both productivity and learning. When facing an intimidating goal, start by identifying its core components. For example, writing a report can be divided into steps like research, outlining, drafting, and editing. Tackling each part individually prevents the brain from feeling overloaded, increasing the likelihood of success. The Pomodoro technique, a popular time management tool, supports this method by encouraging 25-minute focus sessions with short breaks in between. Research shows that completing small steps triggers the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and motivating continued effort. This phenomenon explains why checking items off a to-do list feels satisfying. Psychologists like David Allen, author of Getting Things Done, emphasize that defining clear, actionable steps reduces decision fatigue and procrastination. In practice, make a habit of prioritizing tasks based on importance and urgency. Tools like project management apps or simple handwritten lists can help. Each step, no matter how minor, brings a sense of accomplishment, building momentum toward larger goals. Breaking tasks into steps also mitigates perfectionism, a common source of mental blocks. Rather than fixating on an ideal outcome, focus on completing one step at a time. This incremental progress fosters confidence and reinforces the belief that challenges are surmountable. Ultimately, breaking tasks into manageable steps turns daunting projects into achievable ones. By simplifying complexity, you can enhance productivity, reduce stress, and maintain motivation. Practice mindfulness and emotional regulation. Mindfulness involves cultivating awareness of the present moment without judgment, while emotional regulation refers to managing emotions effectively. Together, these practices help individuals overcome mental blocks by reducing stress and enhancing cognitive clarity. Research by John Kabat-Zinn, who developed mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, highlights its benefits in improving focus and emotional resilience. Stress and anxiety often exacerbate mental blocks, narrowing attention and impairing decision-making. Mindfulness interrupts this cycle by fostering a state of calm, allowing the brain to process information more effectively. Emotional regulation complements this by teaching individuals to identify and address the root causes of their feelings. A simple mindfulness exercise involves focusing on your breath. Spend 5 minutes observing each inhale and exhale, gently redirecting your attention whenever your mind wanders. Over time, this practice strengthens attention and reduces reactivity to distractions. Additionally, techniques like labeling emotions, "I feel frustrated," help disarm their intensity. Neuroscientific studies reveal that mindfulness practices increase activity in the prefrontal cortex, the brain region associated with decision-making and self-control. This rewiring enhances an individual's capacity to stay composed during stressful situations, fostering adaptability and problem-solving. Incorporate mindfulness into daily routines by pausing periodically to notice your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. Similarly, practicing gratitude, reflecting on what you're thankful for, can shift focus away from stressors. Mindfulness and emotional regulation are not quick fixes but tools for sustained mental clarity and balance. When applied consistently, they help dissolve mental barriers and create space for thoughtful, deliberate action. By managing emotions and staying grounded, you can approach challenges with a calm, focused mindset. Embrace the philosophy of Stoicism. Stoicism, a philosophy championed by thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, emphasizes focusing on what you can control while accepting what you cannot. This mindset reduces mental blocks by shifting attention from external circumstances to internal responses, fostering resilience and clarity. At its core, Stoicism teaches that events themselves are neutral. It is our interpretation that gives them meaning. When facing obstacles, Stoics ask, "What can I do within my control to address this?" For instance, if you fail at a task, instead of ruminating on external factors, focus on improving your approach. This perspective reduces emotional turbulence, making it easier to navigate challenges. Daily journaling is a practical exercise inspired by Stoicism. Writing down fears, concerns, or frustrations helps clarify what lies within your influence. Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is a prime example of this reflective practice. Additionally, repeating Stoic maxims like amor fati, love of fate, reinforces acceptance of life's unpredictability. Modern psychology echoes Stoic principles. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, developed by Aaron Beck, aligns with Stoicism in reframing thoughts to better manage emotions and behaviors. For instance, instead of thinking I've failed completely, reframe it as I've learned what doesn't work. Incorporating Stoicism into everyday life requires deliberate practice. Begin each day by visualizing potential challenges and planning constructive responses. End the day by reflecting on what went well and what could improve. By focusing on effort rather than outcomes, Stoicism cultivates inner peace and mental fortitude. It transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth, enabling individuals to move forward with purpose and composure, regardless of external circumstances. Reframe failure as feedback. Failure is often viewed as a negative outcome, but reframing it as feedback transforms it into a valuable learning opportunity. This approach aligns with the views of innovators like Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Embracing failure as part of growth helps dismantle the fear and self-doubt that create mental blocks. When you experience failure, analyze it objectively. What went wrong? What can you do differently next time? This reflection shifts your focus from blame to solutions, cultivating resilience. Psychologists emphasize the importance of a growth-oriented mindset, where mistakes are stepping stones rather than endpoints. To apply this perspective, maintain a failure log. After every setback, write down the event, the lesson learned, and one actionable step for improvement. This practice not only normalizes failure but also reinforces progress. Moreover, discussing setbacks openly with peers or mentors can provide new insights, reframing the experience as collaborative problem solving. Failure also plays a critical role in innovation. Researchers highlight how iterative processes, trial, error, and adjustment, are foundational to creativity. For example, startups often adopt the principle of failing fast, aiming to identify and rectify flaws early in development. In everyday life, reframing failure fosters emotional resilience. Instead of avoiding challenges to protect your ego, you become more willing to take risks and explore possibilities. By changing your relationship with failure, you cultivate a mindset that sees potential in every outcome, empowering you to grow beyond your perceived limits. Remember, failure isn't a verdict on your worth, it's feedback guiding your next move. This perspective is crucial for overcoming mental blocks and achieving meaningful progress. Engage in physical activity. Physical activity enhances both mental and physical health, acting as a powerful tool to overcome mental blocks. Aerobic exercises like jogging, swimming, or dancing increase blood flow to the brain, boosting cognitive functions such as memory, attention, and problem solving. Harvard studies reveal that regular exercise promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, helping individuals adapt to challenges more effectively. Exercise also triggers the release of endorphins and serotonin, which improve mood and reduce stress. These biochemical effects counteract feelings of frustration or stagnation that often accompany mental barriers. Moreover, consistent physical activity strengthens resilience, fostering a mindset capable of tackling obstacles with energy and determination. Incorporating exercise into your daily routine doesn't require extensive effort. Start with 30-minute walks, yoga, or short strength training sessions. For example, high-intensity interval training, HIIT, combines brief bursts of intense activity with rest, offering maximum benefits in minimal time. Movement also provides opportunities for mental clarity. Studies show that moderate exercise can alleviate brain fog, making complex tasks feel more manageable. Walking meetings or brainstorming while pacing are practical ways to integrate activity into work or study. Physical activity extends its benefits to emotional regulation. By lowering cortisol levels, it helps manage stress and improve decision-making during challenging situations. These effects are particularly useful for overcoming mental blocks caused by anxiety or fatigue. Ultimately, exercise is more than a health strategy. It's a foundation for mental sharpness and emotional stability. By prioritizing physical activity, you build the resilience and clarity needed to face life's hurdles with confidence. Regular movement ensures that both body and mind remain agile, reinforcing your ability to learn, adapt, and thrive. Harness the power of visualization. Visualization is a mental technique that involves imagining success in vivid detail. Research demonstrates that mental rehearsal activates similar neural pathways as physical practice, making visualization a potent tool for overcoming mental blocks and enhancing performance. Athletes like Michael Phelps famously used this method to prepare for competition, mentally rehearsing every stroke and outcome. To practice visualization, close your eyes and imagine yourself successfully completing a challenging task. Engage all your senses. What does success look, sound, or feel like? For example, if preparing for a presentation, visualize yourself speaking confidently, the audience reacting positively, and the sense of pride afterward. This exercise builds familiarity with success, reducing anxiety and boosting self-confidence. Psychologists explain that visualization works by priming the brain to recognize opportunities aligned with your goals. When you repeatedly imagine success, your brain becomes more attuned to behaviors and decisions that lead to that outcome. Additionally, visualizing solutions to potential obstacles equips you with strategies to address them. Incorporate visualization into daily routines by pairing it with meditation or journaling. For instance, before starting your day, take 5 minutes to visualize achieving your top priority. Over time, this practice strengthens focus and aligns actions with intentions. Scientific studies show that visualization complements physical practice. For example, researchers found that basketball players who visualized free throws performed almost as well as those who practiced physically. Combining both methods yields even greater improvements. Visualization not only enhances performance but also reduces fear of failure. By vividly imagining success, you cultivate a mindset of possibility and progress, dismantling mental blocks that stem from doubt. This technique empowers you to approach challenges with clarity and purpose. Build consistent habits. Habits form the backbone of personal and professional success. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, emphasizes that small, consistent actions compound over time to produce significant results. By creating reliable routines, you reduce the cognitive load of decision-making and free up mental energy for complex tasks, thereby overcoming mental blocks. To establish effective habits, start small and focus on consistency. For example, if you want to improve your fitness, begin with 5 push-ups daily rather than an hour-long workout. This approach, known as the 2-minute rule, ensures the habit is manageable and sustainable. Habit stacking is another useful strategy. Pair a new habit with an existing one to anchor it in your routine. For instance, if you want to read more, do it right after brushing your teeth in the evening. This method leverages established behaviors to support new ones. Consistency is key. Neuroscientific research reveals that habits form through repetition, which strengthens neural pathways. Over time, actions transition from deliberate to automatic, reducing resistance and increasing efficiency. Tracking progress also reinforces habits. Use tools like journals or habit tracking apps to monitor achievements and stay motivated. Celebrating small milestones further boosts dopamine levels, encouraging continued effort. Avoid perfectionism when building habits. Missing a day doesn't mean failure. What matters is returning to the routine as soon as possible. This resilience ensures long-term success. By focusing on habits, you create a structured environment that minimizes mental friction and fosters growth. Consistency transforms ambitions into actions, helping you break through barriers and achieve lasting progress. Seek feedback and collaborate. Feedback and collaboration are essential for growth, offering fresh perspectives that help overcome blind spots and mental blocks. Albert Bandura's social learning theory highlights how observing and interacting with others fosters skill development and adaptability. Engaging with peers or mentors provides insights that challenge assumptions, broadening your understanding. Seeking constructive feedback requires humility and openness. When working on a project, ask trusted individuals for their observations. Frame questions to encourage actionable advice, such as "What can I improve?" or "What did you find unclear?" This approach shifts the focus from critique to growth. Collaboration amplifies creativity. Brainstorming sessions, for instance, generate diverse ideas by combining different viewpoints. Studies show that group problem solving often produces more innovative solutions than solitary efforts. Sharing struggles openly within a supportive group can also reduce feelings of isolation, making challenges feel more manageable. To make feedback and collaboration effective, establish clear goals and guidelines. Ensure communication remains respectful and solutions-oriented. Actively listen to others' suggestions and apply relevant insights to your work. In professional settings, joining networks or teams that prioritize shared learning fosters accountability and inspiration. Peer mentoring, where individuals alternate roles as mentor and mentee, further reinforces mutual growth. Feedback and collaboration are transformative tools for breaking mental barriers. They not only provide external validation but also encourage self-awareness and adaptability. By engaging with others, you unlock resources and perspectives that might otherwise remain inaccessible, propelling you toward success. Practice gratitude and self-compassion. Gratitude and self-compassion are vital for emotional resilience, enabling individuals to overcome mental blocks by fostering a positive mindset. Martin Seligman, a pioneer of positive psychology, found that practicing gratitude enhances well-being and reduces negative thought patterns. Similarly, Kristin Neff's research on self-compassion emphasizes the importance of treating oneself with kindness during difficulties. Gratitude shifts focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. By recognizing and appreciating small joys, like a kind word or a beautiful sunset, you train your mind to seek positivity even in challenging times. A practical exercise involves journaling 3 things you're grateful for each day, reinforcing an optimistic outlook. Self-compassion, on the other hand, involves acknowledging imperfections without self-judgment. When facing setbacks, instead of harsh criticism, practice self-kindness by saying, "It's okay to make mistakes, I'm learning." This mindset reduces stress and fosters motivation to try again. These practices work synergistically to dismantle mental blocks rooted in fear or self-doubt. Neuroscientific studies reveal that gratitude and self-compassion activate brain areas linked to emotional regulation and reward, countering stress and enhancing clarity. Incorporate gratitude into daily routines by expressing thanks directly to others. Similarly, use mindfulness techniques to cultivate self-compassion, focusing on your emotions without judgment. Over time, these habits strengthen emotional resilience, equipping you to face challenges with calm and confidence. Gratitude and self-compassion are not merely emotional tools, they reshape your approach to life's difficulties. By focusing on what's good and treating yourself with care, you create a mental environment that supports growth and perseverance. These practices unlock inner strength, ensuring that mental blocks become temporary hurdles rather than permanent barriers. Copyright 2024 by AudioBooksTube. Thank you for listening. Please consider to subscribe, like, and share to help the channel grow new videos on a daily basis.